Good day, fellas. I hope you're ready for your daily dose of skill, and today we are going to play with a Tornvagn. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, Wargaming is definitely celebrating the birthday, considering what kind of prices do we have. Wargaming is charging 16,000 gold for Love. Obviously, they're adding extras to bump the price to the maximum, but this is quite an interesting journey, to say the least. There is E75 TS for sale for 14,000 gold, and obviously today we are going to focus straight up for almighty Tornvagn. Why so? Because I haven't played with this vehicle in a while, and price, in my opinion, is very overpriced in the score. But hey, Wargaming is celebrating birthday and they're expecting for some gift, so please do not complain and buy it all. Obviously, I'm being sarcastic. Meanwhile, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, what I really need to highlight is index page. You can find the tank ratings. For example, I rated this tank 2 stars, but it could be definitely between 2 and 3 stars. Community rated the tank on the 3 stars, although looks like community doesn't really think that this tank is too fun to play with. Also, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, we added new stat to the index page, and this is shell cost per 1000 hit points. So if we would select the golden APCR, shell cost is, or I suppose to say 1000 hit points cost for you 12,000 credits on average, right? This is quite an interesting thing to play around, and please check out how expensive it is to play with a tier 8 T92 light tank. Just check it out. If you are shooting gold, you will be surprised. It is a bargain, if you would ask me. Anyways, first game, Mannerheim Line, standard battle. We are having a tier 8 matchmaking, which is okay. And the first things first, what I want to say, this tank would be very powerful tank if not very low DPM. I mean, 12 seconds reload time to do 400 alpha damage. Plus, on top of that, you're losing a lot of penetration over distance. 248 millimeters of penetration sounds good, but that means in the close range. If you are sniping with this tank, 200 millimeters penetration. 300 millimeters of penetration sound extremely good with a gold, but once again, if you are sniping from the back, it is 230 millimeters of penetration, right? So in other words, what I'm trying to say that APCRs are, in this specific situation, is losing a lot of penetration over distance, which is fair enough. I assume Wargaming wants you to go in front with this vehicle, which this tank can do until enemies realize that, unfortunately, but you do not really... Until enemies realize that you do not really have a DPM, and whenever Wargaming will realize, well, whenever players are realizing that you are a bit of the meatball in this type of situation. But all in all, this vehicle can work, and last year Wargaming buffed this vehicle, right? What Wargaming has done for this tank, if I am not mistaken, fellas, Wargaming gave a bit of the better gun handling for this tank, because in the past it used to be straight up unplayable, at least in my humble opinion. You were missing most of the shots, so now it feels tiny touch better and you can penetrate the enemy forces, right? That being said, I think there is a big possibility that I would give an extra star for this tank. So let's say from the 2 stars to 3 stars, but I need to dig a bit deeper and I need to think about it. I believe that makes sense, and it is all right. Wow, actually gun handling looks pretty decent, fellas. Okay, I mean, the distance is very close where we are playing, right? No one would deny this. The distance is very close. He's a submarine. He's a submarine. He is a submarine. Poor soul just took one for the team. Unfortunate, but that sounds like him problem. Meanwhile, we are trying to get a good shot towards this Baza 176, which we got. Obviously, now we need to be extremely careful not to get penetrated for 700 in the face by this mother trucker, because it definitely can happen, but at this point we are just playing safe. We are trying to punish him without getting punished back. Beautiful. Another 400 in the face. Nice. As you can see, this tank can work okay if we are talking about play hold down, right? I would not say it is the worst experience ever or the tank is the most disgusting one. No, not at all. It definitely doesn't look like it would be unplayable. That is something to highlight. Would I say it is worth the price of 15,000 gold or 14,500 gold? Well, that is very, very debatable. But once again, fellas, you know what you can afford, you know how much gold you have, you know how your resources are looking like, so I can't say what is worth for you and what isn't worth for you, right? I would say this is the best description of all of this. Meanwhile, what I would love to do, I would love to hit this gentleman, and now we are going to ram this mother trucker. 60 hit points ram, unfortunately definitely not the finest, but that is okay. I have a feeling that he's on the reload, so I kind of want to eliminate this guy. And now, all we need to do, we need to make hardcore pressure. This is pretty much ideal situation for this tank, what you are seeing here. It happened to be that enemy forces were not the strongest, right? Enemies made plenty of the bad decisions. We went aggressively and we farmed them pretty well. I must admit, gun felt pretty good, and I rated this gun handling on 2. It definitely felt a bit better, but this is what I can say. Obviously, you cannot judge the tank from one game because I haven't played with this vehicle in quite some time, so we are going to play more with it. And there is a bit of the possibility that we will increase the score of this vehicle from 2 stars to 3 stars, plus on top of that gun handling score as well, because that felt okay. Obviously, where the DPM goes, DPM is definitely a problem, okay? Let's say it that way. DPM is definitely a problem. Nevertheless, we are fine. I like it, fellas. I like it. We are doing a good job with this vehicle, and the first game definitely feels like one of the better games out there, right? Meanwhile, we have a gentleman who wants to get involved, and I'm saying, no, come here. Come to Papa. Come here. Let's have a conversation. Meanwhile, 3 seconds left. That is completely fine. Can we find a shot? Yes, we can. 420 in the face. Beautiful. And there is a big chance that we are going to eliminate Mr. Art just like so. Wow. Very good game. And I was ready to shit-talk this tank. I was ready to say, the tank definitely can be better and whatnot, and I still stand by what I said before. Maybe I should start videos more often with my initial impressions and what am I going to say, right? Because truly, Tornvagn is far away from being ideal tank, and now we are just simply slapping, stomping, and just showing maximum disrespect to the enemies. But hey, don't be too excited. This is only the first game, and obviously I was pretty lucky considering that my decisions were nice, and plus on top of that, I just met not so experienced teams. Looking into this beauty, fellas, would you look at that? We finished our session with a solid ace, Top Gun, high caliber, 5.5 thousand damage, 6 kills, 200 assisting damage, 1.6 base experience. Can we take a second to appreciate the score? And we got 121,000 profits. So far, so good. I am actually happy with the start. Let's go. Okay, this is the ultimate test, fellas. Now we are going to have a conversation against the tier 10s and the Siegfried Line. Now, obviously tier 10s can slap the living crap out of this tank turret. We are going to check it out how the things are looking like right after this game where the armor goes against the tier 10s, but if I recall it correctly, you can get penetrated into the turret. If I'm not mistaken, the turret armor of this tank is around 300, if I'm not mistaken. So that means every and each tier 10 should be able to say, hello there, how are you doing? Are you enjoying yourself? Oh yeah, I can see you are having a blast. So yeah, that is a bad thing, but hey, let's get real. Tier 8, it would be kind of sick if the tier 8 would bounce the tier 10s like there is no tomorrow, and if the tier 10 would not be able to show the supremacy, if you know what I mean. So here you go. Anyways, we have a very simple start. All I want to do, I want to play here hold down to the best of my ability. I want to punish every and each mother trucker who would try to be aggressive here, and all we want to do, we want to get some free shots. Nothing too crazy, nothing unusual, that's all we need for a full happiness. That's good. Now, if someone will pick here, which once again, there is a possibility that someone will, we are going to get some free stuff, and this is exactly what we are looking for. Speaking about the free stuff and what we are looking for, Conqueror is sitting in the open field over there. That being said, I would love to slap this gentleman. Beautiful punishment, very nice. I'm not going to do that again though, because it is super risky. Although, I am trying to save this gentleman, okay? I am trying to save this gentleman. I try to do my best, luckily, I mean, at least that's something, he's still alive, right? At least that's something. I try to save him without losing too much hit points, because if I would go like so, just in front sideways, it would have been very bad, if you know what I mean. Although we will see, will this gentleman learn a lesson or not so much. Speaking about the lessons learned, if you would pay attention at our base, you would notice that there is Centurion who is making a hardcore pressure, and he is pretty much enjoying his journey by pushing the W key to the maximum. He is going in front like there is no tomorrow, and oh my bananas, this how the Centurion is still alive, I do not know, but hey, I do not have any silly goose questions asked. Now, what is the plan in this situation? We want to go for a base defense, or I suppose to say we want to go for this TS5. Yes, I am aware of that he has pretty much twice better DPM than I do. I am aware of that, but nevertheless we will try to play in the smart way. We will try to stick hold down, you know, and hopefully we can eliminate this guy without taking any damage whatsoever. But at least this is the hope, this is the dream, and this is what we are looking for. So far so good. I definitely cannot complain about this, and luckily for us, this gentleman just simply messed up to the maximum. That's good. Although, no free damage for us apart assisting damage. But you know what? I'm not complaining about assisting damage, should I? Arta is slapping us for 300, could be worse. Arta could have penetrated us, so once again I cannot complain about this. And I think in this type of situation I want to take this typical bush over there, and hopefully we are going to meet some enemies who are way over aggressive, right? This is what I am looking for, and this is what I want to see. At the moment, I believe I do not need to highlight that we are losing the city completely, right? But once again, this isn't my fight, or this isn't my game. Where the aggression goes, I need to be smart in this situation. In other words, what I am trying to say is, it is very easy to go in front and die, especially whenever you are bottom tier. It is significantly harder to figure out how to do the things properly and how we can punish enemies for their stupidity instead of getting punished ourselves. What I would love to see, I would love to see this T-54 Echo 1 peeking like this. And in my humble opinion, there is definitely a chance that this gentleman is going to do that. Oh wow, we missed a very easy shot towards the CS-52. And CS-52 as a tank, he has no armor whatsoever, so that is purely unfortunate, and there is nothing what I can change about this. It's okay, we are being very, very patient, and we are waiting until this T-54 Echo 1 will peak, because I assume he should peak in approximately 4 seconds. Well, that escalated quickly, beautiful, and now we are dead meats, and we are going to get definitely gangbanged by the enemies, right? Unfortunately, I don't really think I can change anything about this, honestly speaking. I know that being a tier 8 tank in the tier 10 matchmaking can be real difficult, and by saying real difficult, I mean it is very complicated to do anything in this situation, and in this situation, fellas, we are getting gangbanged. Am I feeling bad? Not really. I am feeling completely alright with this, and I would not act surprised if we would get ourselves, let's say, top 2, top 3 by the damage. But let's see. And we are back. Unfortunately, with a defeat, but I'm accepting this. 2.1 thousand damage, 300 assisting damage. We have 3 kills, and we finished everything top by experience and top by the damage. Wow. Okay, in this type of situation, there is nothing to say, fellas. I was lowballing by saying, yeah, we should get ourselves top 2 or top 3. 39,000 profits as well, that's good, let's keep it up. Even though we had a bad game, it happens. What this tank is lacking, in my opinion, this tank is lacking speed and DPM, but once again, you can't have it all, and I would rather maximize the gun handling than to have a bit extra speed, but that's only me. Last but not least, we are playing in Paris. Standard battle, tier 8 matchmaking. That looks pretty good, and I definitely cannot complain about this. Let's try to play smart, hold down against the heavy tanks. Or it's actually even debatable, do I want to go for a hold down play, or do I want to abuse the bush mechanics? This is the question, what do we want to do? Obviously soon we are going to figure this out. Meanwhile, there is a Mr. Shrek on the side together with a Liz. The question is, do we have a good enough angle to punish folks? Please stay. Nice, good, minus 400 in the face, very, very good. So far I am feeling extremely well. We opened our game by slapping the enemies in the face, that's good, and all we need to do now, we need to cross like so. Now, what is the scary tank? Bizonte can be definitely scary, because he has an autoloader, but I do not really think that changes too much stuff for us, considering that IS-3 made the decision to be a big meatball, right? I like meatball IS-3, how are you doing this fine day? And now the problem is that IS-3 is reloading quicker than I do, so I need to try to bait the shot from this gentleman's side, right? So far, we are side scrapping, we are doing things not so great. I repeat, we are not doing the things the greatest here, but I deserved what I got, okay? I definitely over side scrapped, and I can only blame myself for being silly goose. That was a mistake. It's okay. It doesn't really change absolutely anything, plus on top of that, we have a decent enough angle to punish this IS-3. Beautiful. Now, since IS-3 became down to fartable, I'm not so afraid of this gentleman, and I am not so paranoid about him getting involved or making a bit of pressure or trying to peek, you know? I do not really think that this gentleman has the best position and best control over us, right? Even though, oh, he can overmatch me. Okay, whatever that is, he can slap me in the side without bigger problems whatsoever. And I try to make a steep angle, but I have a feeling that this tank has like 40 millimeters side armor, if I'm not mistaken. So that means I cannot really side scrap as well as I initially thought I could. But that's my problem and no one else, you know? That was just simply bad decision by me. It's okay, I got what I deserved, and once again, we are not going to cry over this. My mistake. How about if I would try to go a bit like so, and I would simply eliminate this Mr. Oh my bananas. Vaka, man of the culture. Have you seen what this Vaka did? He actually went in front. He drove through the top of the tank. My man. That's what I call World of... That's what I call World of Tank Olympics. Speaking about Olympics, nice try, my man. I know, you had hopes and you had dreams. I do not blame you for this. This is actually very decent play and very decent idea, but to be completely honest with you, it did not work out. Although in the end of the day, I am dead. Yeah. Okay. The first game was flexing game. After that, it was so much more difficult. You know what I want to see? I want to see how the armor is looking like, because I definitely miscalculated something with this vehicle. So speaking about the side, right? Yeah, okay. I have a feeling that IS-3 can easily slap the living crap out of us in this situation. Now, let's compare it against the IS-3, shall we? Or IS-6, that would work the same. Oh no, I just overside scrapped, in a way, right? There is an angle how I can get penetrated like this, and probably he slapped me right there. Okay, understood. So that was my error and that was my mistake, fellas. I could side scrap, obviously, if the guy doesn't know that he can penetrate this spot over there. So that is on me. And speaking overall about how this tank holds against the decent gold, for example, 270 millimeters of gold isn't that easy to penetrate this tank. Well, unless you are showing a bit of your side. Overall, not that horrible as I remember this tank to be. Honestly, I have a feeling that Tornvagn could be worth 3 stars. But what is the problem? The DPM is the problem, and whenever you are facing one-on-one someone, well, if someone knows how to aim and how to penetrate you, it can be definitely an issue. Overall, we had one very good game and 2 mech games, but that's World of Tanks and that's life. That's what we crafted. Let's see the score, shall we? And we are back, fellas. I was thinking for a minute or two, would I recommend to buy this tank? And I can see only one way how I would recommend it. And if you like to play hold down and you do not mind to have very bad DPM, because sub 2000 DPM is kind of a stinker if you would ask me. Anyways, 2,300 damage, 600 assisting damage. We finished second by experience, first by the damage. And even now in this situation, we can't complain about this that much, can we? And we got 52,000 profits as well. All in all, where the session goes, we finished everything with 3,300 damage, 400 assisting damage. Unfortunately, 33% win ratio, but hey, this is the life, not really of the Tornvagn, but of the World of Tanks. If you have a bad session, you have a bad session. Nothing what you can change about this. Anyways, folks, thank you very much for watching. I hope you had a great time and I hope you enjoyed yourself. Hopefully I made the decision easier. Do you want to buy this tank or not? Where the price goes, it's overpriced, but that's only me. You have your own head on the shoulders, right? Thank you very much for everything and see you soon. Skills out for today.